God, I am Humpty!
What's good, Tanu, and welcome. You're not dreaming. That's the Ghoulsaw gameplay versus level 9199 Steel Path enemies in Warframe, and I think this is the first video out there Ghoulsaw showcased at level cap Void Cascade. So don't forget to like, let me know in the comments below what you think about this weapon, have you ever taken it to the end game, and subscribe for more end game content, and let's get started. First thing first, Tano, please head to Warframe Wiki before you build your weapons on Warframe so you can learn about all the information that the game doesn't tell you. And it's the blue website. It's the blue Warframe Wiki website, not the other one, because this one is the more updated one. And DE, please copy paste this in-game so new players don't have to look around and they can find all the information in-game, and veterans can read the details and update and improve their builds. Now, before I build my weapons and my Warframes, I use my method called DVS. I promise you, if you start following this method, you will start making your own powerful builds without the need of anybody. No friends, not even my channel. But it's good to come to my channel to inspire and see how I build things around, and you learn things, like new things every single time. D, how you be dealing damage, what elements you'll be using, because every enemy responds differently to each element. And V stands for how you proc 10 stacks of viral, since viral is meta, because every enemy in the game has HP. That's what makes viral a must-have to increase damage to enemies' HP by 325%. S stands for enemies, stripping enemies armor. Now, the armor got reworked a while ago from 27,000 to 2,700, but we don't care about armor. We care about damage reduction comes with armor that remained the same on enemies, so I want to take it out. Now, if you don't like my methods on how I proc viral and a more strip in today's video, it's okay. Check the sheet right here. It can help maneuver around my methods to find your own style. Warframe is a very big game with millions of combinations and millions of synergies that you can go for. So like, find your own style and just enjoy the game, right? Please stick to the community guideline, what to do, not to do, to keep it a constructive feedback in the comment section, so everyone learns something new. First thing first, Revenant is not my main. I get asked a lot that. I use Revenant to showcase the weapon at level cap without the shield gating or survivability struggle, to give it a fair trial for the weapon DPS showcase at level cap. So if I worry 50% of the time trying to survive and 50% of the time trying to do damage, it doesn't show actually what the weapon is capable of. Also, I go to level cap not as a show off, but you need to learn something. That my builds, they are made for level cap as tested at level cap. But that means, yeah, they can kill any enemy under level cap. So from level 1 to level cap. And the idea of my channel is to deliver builds that work and scale, rather than giving you so much complicated synergy and including ribbons, this, that, did that, and tons of weapons in Warframe. You will get lost eventually. Enemies at level cap, they scale. Enemies in Warframe, they scale based on level. So the higher level they are, the more shield, the more overguard, the more health they have. So I want to test the weapon at enemies prime EHP. Also at level cap, enemies deal higher damage than the normal like low levels. So we test Warframe survivability there. Now, this is out of the way. Let's go for the build. Now, in my case, I will show you a couple of things. So first, I will be using 2 Emerald Archon shards to proc 14 stacks of corrosive, as 10 stacks of corrosive is 80% armor strip, 14 stacks of corrosive is 104% armor strip, 1 Tau Forge is just 98%. I don't like that. I can't identify which enemies actually strip, and also is not fully armor strip. Also, I'll be using Tempest Barrage to proc corrosive and strip enemies armor, or I'll be using my compressor primer for corrosive and viral and magnetic. That's totally up to you which one you want to go for. The other Archon shards, violet, 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 for melee critical damage, and if your energy is over 500, the damage boost is doubled. Now when it comes to Revenant, I'm not using anything, pretty much just like Arcane Fury, but of course you can go and like expand yourself with Arcane Strike, and you know, if you are invisible you can go for Crepuscular. You can mix things around to make it crazy for the weapon. So the build for the weapon, we're gonna go like so. Butcher's Revelry, as the stance. Dreamer's Wrath to activate Tenukai. Tenukai is simply when you perform damage, or like DPS, you get a white sword in your screen. When you perform a heavy attack, it will be free of combo multiplier. We want this at 12 combo multipliers, so we don't lose that combo when we perform heavy attack, and you already know how powerful heavy attacks is in Warframe. Also, the Dreamer's Wrath will increase the opportunity chance for the sword to pop by 50%, and the critical damage of the Tenukai attacks by 32%. Whipping wounds for statues, because the weapon has low to okay statue chance, so increase that with combo multiplier. Galvanized steel for critical chance, but mainly we're going for the critical damage, which is 120%. Galvanized elementalist is statue damage multiplicative on slash, heat, electricity, toxin, blast, and gas. If we scroll all the way here, you'll see that we're going for electricity on element. Right here, and it's multiplicative on statue damage. Now, the slash, puncture, impact, they are physical and they don't get transferred by melee influence, but they are multiplicative on galvanized elementalist on slash. Now, the blood rush, increased critical chance, amalgam organ shatter for critical damage, and heavy attack wind up speed. Now, heavy attack wind up speed will not affect the Dreamer's Wrath, but sometimes you want to test out things of heavy attacks and it will be nice. Voltaic strike for electricity statue chance, condition overload for melee damage per statue type affecting the target. That's where compressor with encumber comes really nice, or any statue you proc on the targets will make it nice. Primed Fury, in my opinion, is a must-have. There is no like discussion in here. Either the Primed Fury or the Berserker Fury, whatever you want. This weapon needs attack speed, and I will show you in a second why attack speed is very important for this weapon, and we're gonna even switch to Volt later on and I show you a couple of things. As you can see, no Riven, no stuff. So if you have a Riven with attack speed, let's go, Primal Fury is what you replace it with. If you have a Riven with electricity, Voltaic Strike is what you replace it with. Let me know in the comments below what Riven you have so I can try and help you. Now, melee influence is the Arcane. On melee electricity statue, 20% chance for elemental melee statue effects to apply to enemies within 20 meters. So everything will be technically dead thanks to Galvanized Elementalist. Now, I wanted to build this maybe around the Blast as well, but I don't have enough capacity in here. Maybe we can one day we have like 2 slots here where we can do that. Now, since this is not a crescendo build, you need to worry about your combo. Now, there is many ways. Either you can go for Naramon to sustain your combo thanks to the power spike, or there is a new method you can do this where you go pick any Argan you want, okay, and you can equip 2 primary dexterities and it will work on your melee to increase your combo duration. Okay, that's out of the way. The companion I'm using is Nautilus. Very powerful, this weapon, as Cordon will pull enemies and so on. The Tenacious Bond for critical damage, but you need a sentient weapon with 50% plus critical chance. Verglass is my weapon, but it needs Riven for that. If you don't have Verglass Prime Riven, you can go for Primed Laser Rifle or Volclock. You will not need a Riven for that. They can go for the 50% plus. Let's start with the Simulacrum. We will summon level 230 Heavy Corrupted Gunners. After that, we will summon the Manique. Okay, now it's simply, I'll just like start hitting these guys like so. Alright, and you in the beginning you'll see that the weapon is kind of slow, but just give it a second. This is like level 230 Heavy Corrupted Gunners. This is like the highest average daily gameplay that you will be playing against, because when you load in Void mode it's like level 145 or something like that. So if you play like, let's say 1 hour or something, this is when you're gonna get this kind of enemies in there. But you can see right here, I'm not proccing viral, I'm not stripping them armors, and as you can see, they are getting destroyed. Okay, it's not a joke. Now, a lot of channels told me this weapon is bad, this weapon sucks, and I think the problem was everybody was building it wrong. Everybody didn't understand actually what this weapon is about, and I'm happy to go against the trend. And you know, we have a lot of meta weapons in the game and all that kind of stuff, so it's refreshing to see underrated weapon nobody likes, nobody care about because it's weak to be doing this amount of power and this amount of damage. All right, so we have 12 combo multiplier, and now we're gonna strip enemies armor and check this out. Yeah, it is as good as any other melee weapon. I'm not saying, of course, there is always in any game there is more powerful weapons than others, but give Warframe weapons a chance. And I'm glad that my DVS method is a method where it revived a lot of weapons. And the thing is, yeah, it's not okay, yeah, when you proc viral and strip enemies armor, yeah, it works in most of the weapons. That's not the point. The point is taking that weapon to level cap so the Tano can see the performance of the weapon and they decide by themselves instead of just talking about it. And I'm glad to be the guy that delivers the most consistent level cap builds out there. As you can see, the weapon is dominating. So this is my point, this is my goal on giving you dominating build for your Star Shard. And yeah, so the Ghoulsaw have very nice features actually. So let's summon really quick Manique, because a lot of channels loves the Manique. because they have the highest EHP. So like EHP on simulacrum, and a lot of Thanos loves them. So for the Thanos, let's go. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Now a lot of multiplicative stuff in there. I wish I could like fit in a multiplicative faction damage in there instead of the Fury. So if you, for example, running a speed Warframe like Volt, maybe you can squeeze that in. But until then, look at that. Look at that. I mean, come on, guys. Honestly, I want an honest comment down there. Have you thought about this? Now, there is ways to play this guy. For example, if you right-click, okay, a lot of people ask me about this, how I do it. If you right-click, let me hold just the Ghoulsaw. If you right-click and you hit the weapon, okay, you slide and boom, you hit them like that. Boom, boom. That it's very fun to move around with, and I will show you how much the let's say attack speed affect this weapon. So that's that. That's the build for that. So now if we equip, for example, Volt really quick, let's equip like a high strength Volt, and I just show you how much this weapon can be of insane madness. All right, check this out. Now look at that. I mean, even moving around like this is just insanely amazing, bro. Look at that. Now if we go for attack speed, you can see he's like, the weapon is actually performing like an Ikana in a way. Look at it. Now we're not armor stripping, we're not doing anything. You can see the weapon is insane. Look, boom, boom, boom. Look at that. No, this is without DVS. So this is where will come my compressor after we get the 12 combo multipliers. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Volt pairs so good with this weapon. And I know, guys, you can create crazy, 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 crazy stuff with this combination of Volt and the Ghoulsaw. Alright. Let's go. You see that the movement right there is just epic. Okay, let's summon more enemies. And now we're going to be using the compressor to prime those enemies up. And then... oh, see that? That's what I'm talking about right there. Now, my Volt doesn't have 2 Archon Shards, so he's not actually armor stripping them. But you get the point in here. Boom, boom. I mean, this is no joke at all. Okay, so for Thanos that doubt and have like a lot of doubts and stuff like that, so let's equip Excalibur. And we just like use Excalibur with just Tempest Barrage, and we're gonna just go for Fury in here, and we're gonna go for Strike in here. And because a lot of Thanos, that's what they like. They like to see things at their lowest stuff, so they can believe how good the builds are. And I might be happy to deliver for those Thanos. So let's get our combo multiplier. So we're collecting 4, waiting for Nautilus to pull them in, so we can collect a lot of combo at once. Boom, here we go. Boom, boom. And I didn't proc DVS yet, as this will be coming from Tempest Barrage. Boom, let's go. Now it fits really good, this weapon with Excalibur. Honestly, there we go. And I think it's one of the most fun melee weapons in the game, in my opinion. Thanks to its moving, it's like it has a lot of movement and animation to it. As you can see, you don't need to proceed even further on this. You already can understand, if you have enough experience and time you spent in Warframe, you can already see how powerful the weapon is. So, by this, we reached the end of our video. I know sometimes my videos take a bit longer than I intend to make them, but I try always to give as much information, as much things in a video, but always there will be timestamps where you can jump in the videos. And I want to say shout out and salute to Thanos that learning from me a lot of stuff, because they watch my videos, you know, all the way through. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thank you so much for all your support. Let me know in the comments below if you're gonna try this weapon. Join my Discord, link in the description. Follow me on Twitch, TikTok, Instagram. Big love to you all. Special thanks to Hall of members, so special VIPs, and this video donator, Hall of donations, and everyone in my community. And see you guys on the next video.